Deep in a quiet, dusty workshop, an old legend rests under layers of time, waiting for the touch of a master craftsman to awaken its iron soul. This Honda 67 has seen decades of history, but now it is nothing more than a ghost of steel, covered in 30 years of neglect and thick rust. The tires are flat, the chain is frozen, and the frame is weary. It looks like scrap metal, but to an artist, it is a blank canvas. A veteran mechanic approaches with respect, his hands feeling the rough texture of the past. He sees the potential hidden beneath this shell of decay. Every bolt tells a story of survival. The corrosion is deep, reaching into the very heart of the machine, challenging anyone who dares to fix it. The plan is simple, but the execution will be grueling. Today marks the beginning of a long journey to bring this vintage beauty back to life. We are not just restoring a motorcycle, we are reviving a piece of Vietnamese culture that once roared through every street and alley of the city. This is the story of the Honda 67, a legendary machine that refused to die, now standing on the threshold of a miraculous mechanical rebirth. The anatomy of a legend begins with its disassembly. On the lift, the bike is ready to be stripped down to its very last component. Taking it apart is a test of patience. These bolts have been locked in place by time, requiring strength and precision to be freed today. Dose of penetrant help break the chemical bond of the rust. We hear the hiss of the spray, the first sound of the restoration process. Piece by piece, the exterior is shed. The seat and the fuel tank come off first, exposing the structural skeleton that has carried this bike. The wiring is fragile and brittle. Every connection must be documented and removed with care to ensure the future heart can spark once again. The heavy engine is finally detached. It is the heaviest part of the disassembly, the core of the machine finally separated from its rusted, caged organization is key. Small parts are sorted and labeled, ensuring that not a single original washer or screw is lost during this complex rebuild. Hands get dirty so the machine can become clean. This is the honest work of a restorer, scrubbing away decades of grime
and old oil. Now only the bare frame remains. It is light, fragile, and pitted with age, but it is the foundation upon which we will build. The suspension is stripped down.
Every spring and seal will be replaced or refurbished to restore the smooth ride that this motorcycle was known for. The teardown is complete. What was once a motorcycle is now a collection of parts, ready to undergo a total transformation into something new. Metal meets stone as the grinding begins. We must remove every trace of rust until the raw silver steel underneath is finally revealed to us. The transformation is visual and immediate. The silver shine of the original steel emerges from the brown decay, breathing new hope into the frame. Fire is used to soften the stubborn metal. By heating the steel until it glows red, we can reshape the history of its many accidents. With rhythmic strikes, the artisan nans the frame back into alignment. This is the ancient art of metalwork, where force meets precision and skill. Precision is everything in a restoration. A crooked frame means a dangerous ride, so we measure twice and strike once to achieve perfect balance. The iconic fishtail of the 67 is its signature. We spend hours hand-beating the metal to ensure the curves are as smooth as silk. Where time has eaten through the steel, we weld. The intense blue light of the torch fuses new metal into the old, healing the scars. A perfect weld is a work of art. These beads represent the strength that will keep this motorcycle together for another 50 years of riding. The rough edges of the repairs are filed away. We work by hand, feeling every bump and ridge until the surface is completely flat and seamless. Hours of sanding follow the welding. It is exhausting work, but necessary to prepare the metal for the paint that will soon cover its surface. Small imperfections are smoothed over with filler. We ensure that every curve of the tank is flawless, catching the light perfectly from every angle. The frame is now clean and restored. The structural work is done, and the backbone of our legend is stronger than it was on day one. Looking at the bare steel, you can finally see the beauty of the original design. Vietnamese craftsmanship has breathed life back into this old frame. The artisan's focus never wavers. Every minute spent on these details is a tribute to the engineers who built this machine half a century ago, from a rusted wreck to a structural masterpiece. The frame is ready. Now we must turn our attention to the engine, the bike's heart. The heart of the 50cc machine is opened. Inside, decades of burnt oil and metal shavings reveal the wear and tear of a long life. Modern technology helps restore classic parts. Ultrasonic waves vibrate away the microscopic dirt from the carburetor, ensuring a perfect fuel mix in the future. Out with the old, in with the new. A fresh piston will provide the compression needed to make this engine roar with youthful energy. Once again, honing the cylinder walls ensures a perfect seal for the piston rings. It is a delicate process that requires a steady hand and a sharp eye. New bearings are the foundation of a smooth engine. We tap them into place carefully, ensuring they sit perfectly flush for the crankshaft to spin. The crankshaft is the soul of the engine's movement. It must spin with zero resistance, a testament to the precision of the assembly process here. Fresh oil acts like lifeblood as we assemble the transmission. Each gear is lubricated to ensure the iconic 4-speed gearbox shifts as smoothly as butter. Every bolt must be tightened to the exact specification. We use a torque wrench to ensure the engine can withstand the heat and pressure of running. Adjusting the valves is where the engine finds its voice. A fraction of a millimeter is the difference between a rough idle and a perfect purr. The spark plug is the final piece of the puzzle. It is the catalyst that will ignite the fuel and bring the machine back to life. Beauty is just as important as performance. The engine covers are buffed until they reflect the entire workshop, shining like jewels on a crown. This isn't just a motor anymore, it's a mechanical sculpture. The polished aluminum looks better now than it did when it left the factory in Japan. The heart is rebuilt. Clean, powerful, and beautiful. It sits ready, waiting to be reunited with the frame and to feel the fire of combustion. A job well done. There is a special bond between a man and the engine he has built with his own 2 hands and his heart. Preparation is over. The mechanical heart of the Honda 67 is restored. Now it is time to give this legend its new skin. The painting stage is where the bike gets its character. In a sterile booth, the frame is prepared for its first coat of protective primer. Primer is the foundation of a great finish. It seals the metal and provides the perfect surface for the deep black color that will follow. Then comes the black. It's the classic color of the 67, a deep obsidian hue that represents the elegance and strength of this motorcycle's history. Painting requires a steady rhythm. Too fast and the coverage is thin, too slow and the paint will run. It is a dance of air and pigment. Meanwhile, the chrome parts undergo a chemical transformation. Old rusted handlebars are dipped into baths of nickel and chrome to be reborn as mirrors. The result is breathtaking. The chrome is deep and lustrous, ready to catch the sun as the bike cruises down the busy streets of Vietnam. Small details make the difference. A gold pinstripe adds a touch of class, staying true to the original aesthetic of this vintage Japanese masterpiece. Final layers of clear coat protect the paint and add a deep gloss. The bike begins to look brand new, as if it just rolled off. Heat cures the finish, making it tough enough to handle the elements. The patience of the mechanic is rewarded with a surface that is flawless. You can see the pride in the reflection. Every hour of sanding and prep work was worth it for this moment of visual perfection and beauty. The legend has its skin. With the paint dry and the chrome shining, we are ready for the final and most exciting stage of all. The assembly is a puzzle coming together. We start with the front end, ensuring the steering is smooth and responsive for the rider's ultimate control. Lacing the wheels is a meditative task. Each spoke is tensioned by ear and eye, creating a wheel that is perfectly round and incredibly strong. The heart returns to its home. The engine is bolted back into the frame, a perfect fit that signals the machine is becoming a whole again. The drivetrain is connected. A new chain will transfer the engine's power to the road, a vital link in the mechanical symphony of this restoration. Wiring is the nervous system. We route it, hidden from view, keeping the lines of the bike clean while ensuring every light will shine bright. The fuel tank goes on, and suddenly the silhouette of the Honda 67 is unmistakable. It is a shape that every Vietnamese person knows and loves. A handcrafted leather seat adds a touch of modern comfort to the vintage style. It is the final piece of the bodywork to be installed. The last bolts are tightened. Every connection is checked one final time, as there is no room for error when a legend is about to wake. It is finished. What was once a pile of rusted scrap is now a gleaming masterpiece of mechanical art, ready for its first breath of life. The fuel flows. The preparation is complete. The air in the workshop is thick with anticipation as we prepare to start the engine for today. Every screw, every wire, and every drop of paint has led to this moment. The restoration is complete. Now, let the engine sing its song. With one strong kick, the legend awakens. That iconic, rhythmic sound fills the room, a heartbeat that hasn't been heard for over 30 long years. The 67 is back where it belongs on the open road. It glides through the streets, a testament to the enduring spirit of classic mechanical design. Look at the transformation from a forgotten ghost to a shining icon. This is the power of passion, skill, and the legendary hands of Vietnamese mechanics. The Honda 67, a legend that will never die as long as there are hands to heal it. Thank you for joining us on this journey.